Hi there, I'm going to do a quick design with me, basically just putting together one of my weekly kits. Um, I believe I'm going to use this kit the first week of June, but I'm not sure yet. So this kit is called Blossom in the Town. You can see the title up here. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what I've done to prep so far. So the first thing I've done is I've opened my templates. I've created for all my weekly kits, these are for the horizontal templates, using grayscale for all the coloring in. So zoom in. So this is the first page. You've got the main part of the first page kit here and these solid washi strips that I cut for myself and I'll probably include as freebies in the future. Here's page 2. This is where the full boxes and those half boxes go. That's why they're blank. My checklists, habit trackers, ribbons, and then this is kind of like my littles page. So basically I opened up these files, these 4 files, and I've renamed them. As you can see here, Blossom in the Town, 1, 2, 3, and 4 as the names. So it's going to be the name of my kit. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly change the name here. So I really like to do this on every kit, put the name of it there, just because I think if I don't, I'd forget. So I'm actually going to see if I can copy it. And then I centered it with this white ribbon there. So let's go ahead and change all of these from template to the correct name. Oops, didn't want that to happen. So what happened was, since my text box was a little off of this ribbon, instead of moving my text box to be centered within that, it moved the ribbon up. And I don't want that because I have it exactly where I want it. Sometimes you just gotta zoom in to get it right. So before I continue, just a disclaimer, I'm not great at using the Silhouette Studio, and I figured out how to manage it for what I do, but that's about it. So next thing I want to show you is some things that I've done to actually change this kit right before I started this video. It used to be that all of my headers were each like their own separate boxes, but the cutting lines were so close to each other that it was leaving these strips right in between them. It was terrible. So what I did was I just created the cut lines, and then I added the color behind it. So that's gonna just make that easier. And I did the same thing with these divider strips here. So the other thing that I've done to prep for this is get the background files I need. So you'll see the things that I have. This is the folder where this kit is saved, and I also organize all my digital files or my background files pretty well. So I got this from Etsy. I don't remember which shop I got it from. I will link it in the description for this video. But it's called Blossom in the Town, which is what I named my kit. Why be more complicated? Let me show you here. This is what it looks like. 12 digital papers. So this was about $3, and I sometimes design my own. Oh, I guess it's from a shop called Rustic Garden. But sometimes I design my own kits, but usually I just prefer to buy digital papers from Etsy just because there's so many talented artists out there who sell on Etsy, and I'm very much not a talented artist. And this one, I've had it in like my favorites on my Etsy account for weeks, and I was just waiting for the perfect week to use it because I didn't think it was appropriate for like January through May. I don't know why, but now that June has hit, I feel like it's perfect. So I don't have like I don't know what it's called, like the designer edition or whatever of Silhouette. This is just the free one. So it's going to be a little bit harder to design within this one. So the first thing I always do when I start is I start with the full boxes. Because once you have those decided, it becomes much easier to decide what to use on everything else. I won't take you through the full process of how I decide which ones to put where, because that's just a lot of boring. It takes me a while, but I've already decided. And I'm just going to put together, what I try to do is choose 2 basic colors for my kit and work off of that. So the two colors I've chosen is this blue color that's in this one and this pinkish background. Blue and pink are really basic colors I use a lot. So what I'll try to do, here, let me drag this first one. So I've got a blue here, that means this one will be pink, this one will be blue, this one will be pink. And I'll show you in a second. Let me get these all in here. I'm actually going to start at the top here. No, not using this one, not using this one, though this is probably the color I'll use for my divider strip. I am using this one. Actually, while I'm here, I'm also going to drag it down to my half box. So in addition to having my half box there, oops, let's make this right. I also have, it's basically just a smaller, I think it's like 0.1 less in length and 0.1 inches less in length and height of white, just to put a box that you can more easily write on, just to show you what it is. It's just, so it's white, but the transparency is turned up to 50%. Alright, back to this. I am using this blue one right here, I believe. Yes. I'm not sure what this is. Let me pull it up. It kind of looks like popcorn, but I don't know. It's kind of like it kind of reminds me of a leopard print. I'm not sure, but I am using it. And that goes in this corner. So you see I'm kind of alternating blue and pink. I am using this one, but I'm going to have to zoom in on what I want for this one. I've already used the cloud. I forgot to... I do this a lot. I just kind of forget to do this thing. That's why it takes a while. I need to get like a better rhythm down for making these. And this template was one of the best ideas I've ever had. It used to be I would just like take the old kit that I'd make and then like delete everything and then re-add it. This is just so much easier. It took me a while to make this first one. Ooh, that's interesting. I could use this one instead here. We'll see. I forgot I had another one that's very similar to this. I am using these pink dots over here. I'm definitely using the striped one. Don't think I'm using that one. Oh, I did choose to use this. Sorry, I'm a little bit all over the place right now. I think that's everything. Ooh, do I want to use this? That's a lot of. There's the reason I didn't use this. It's a lot of green, and green is not one of those main colors I am using in this kit, so it would not make too much sense. Fill in these boxes down here, and then I can move on. So I'm not done yet with these boxes, just because some of them are not like the sizing I want them to be. So the clouds are fine, and these are fine. So are those, this, and this. Let's see if I can grab onto the right thing. I would like to zoom in a little bit on that pattern. Actually, so the bottom one you can see on that half box is fine. This one I want to zoom in on the pattern. I'm going to move it a little bit. These are fine. This one is not fine. I'm going to move it a little to center in on that blue house. And then I'm going to move this one down here to do the same. I'll probably need to rescale that a little. And I try to match it as much as I can. Sometimes it's not possible because these boxes are just such different sizes. Alright, so I've got my full boxes and I've got my half boxes. Now the next thing I do is I'm going to first of all grab these two boxes and move them over here. This is where I choose, I just choose what colors to use as the ones I'm using. So sometimes the files will come with like the hex codes of the colors they use, and a lot of times I try to contact the shops to give me those, but this time I did not get a reply, and I wasn't really looking for one because this is so much easier to do it the way I'm about to. So first of all, I'm going to try to choose which, I don't know how to describe it, but like what things I want to be blue and which ones I want to be pink, just because I make these like all one color. So my little things, I want to make it opposite of this one. So my little things, which is here in gray, so the gray is going to be pink. So I'm not sure if my thought process made sense, but the gray is going to be pink. So that's the first one. So I'm first of all I click this button down here, which is select by color, and I'm going to find the right gray. I just use a lot of grays. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I have also these selected. I thought it had something over on this like side thing. So I'm going to make it this pink. So what I do to pick a color is I'll zoom in as much as I can, go to the fill color section, and click this eyedropper tool. Basically what it does is it goes over these colors and it helps you pick up that color, the hex code on it. So that is the color we will use for gray. And there it is. And that also changed these over here for me, so I didn't have to do anything. So I'm going to wait with the blue, just because this is so much easier to do this way. I'm going to grab this pink, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to move over to this first box here. So, same thing again, choose by color, find that right gray color, and get that pink in there. Ooh, and I don't know if you saw, I'll do it again. So you see how the little things, the lettering isn't there anymore? What that means is that this is all grouped together, and it's going to change. So if I just ungroup it, play this game again where I choose all the grays and fill it, now it's fixed. Basically because the background and then all the letterings was grouped together, it was just changing all the color at once. So, copy this one again and move on to page 3. This one you'll see the most change in color. I guess this one and the last one, just because this is very, not this one, this one? Huh, why isn't it selecting the right gray I need? Oh, by fill? Interesting. That's weird. That's super weird. I don't know why, but it's not grabbing the colors that I need it to. Oh, there it is. I don't know why I didn't see that. Okay, so this is the correct gray. I'm going to look back through this video to see if I missed it or it just wasn't there. Cool. We have that changed. And then here, one last time, grab that gray, fill it with this pink. Alright, I get to delete that from there. Delete that from there. Delete it from there. Oops, I don't know what I just deleted, but it wasn't that. And we're back here. So, pinks are done. This is what I found to be the fastest way to do it. I used to do these that I changed both these colors and brought them to each one, but it happened that every time I went to a new file, like, I would just forget which one was which. That sound is just my fridge turning on. Making ice, I guess, my ice maker. Alright, so we'll do the black next. Zoom in as much as we can. Don't need that button. Alrighty, and then blue. These feel like pastel-y to me, and they feel like I feel like kind of like I've done these colors a million times, but every time I go to pick digital paper, I always end up with these colors for some reason. Oh, I don't know if you saw that at all, but it also grabbed, oh, I didn't even think about this, because when I made it black, it's grabbing all of my text that's black, so I'm going to go ahead and just grab those myself. That might make it complicated on a lot of these. Ugh, wish I hadn't done that. Oh well, this is about to get a little interesting. So, you see, it didn't just grab like those inserts, it grabbed all of these words that I didn't want it to. And it grabbed all of this. Oh my god. Alright, so I'm going to have to change that. So this is my first time using this template since I've made it. I'm going to have to change it from black to something else. Let's grab that black, change it to blue. Okay. Blue. Change these to blue. So the one that's going to be so much fun here is grabbing these Okie dokie. Okay, page 3. Oh, I so wish I hadn't made these black. Okay, I am going to survive this. Great. Did I finish? That's all correct. That's all correct. All right, last one. Okay, this one is done. I'm gonna go ahead and press save. I just pressed Control S. If you couldn't see, it lit up there. Go back to this one. This one's not done yet, so I'll save it, but I still gotta change this right here. Delete all of that because this one is done. This one is not done. Okay, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to get that divider strip color. Let's see if, was there one? I think there was one of these that I wanted to use to get the color from. Oh, yes, this one. So I'm just going to drag the entire design here, and it's going to be really big. Oops. See what I mean? It's just a giant thing. So I'm going to actually just grab another one of these boxes to use as a palette kind of thing. Because this is so big, I don't have to zoom in as much to get that color I want. So it's kind of like a muted yellow. So the first thing I changed this color is actually my weekend banner. I used to do it where, like, in this case, it would be both pink and, that's hilarious. Sorry, I used the same gray for my weekend thing as I did up here. I'm going to have to redo this whole thing. Sorry, it used to be that my weekend banner, like in this case, would alternate that pink and blue, but then I changed it to match the divider strips, and I like that a lot more. I just feel like it stands out more and is like just another addition of color. So here, I'm going to go ahead and drag this up here, grab that box back there for my divider strips, and there it is. And all these red lines you see, if you don't use the silhouette a lot, those are the cut lines where they will cut. So I use red for the things that I'll kiss cut, meaning it won't cut all the way through, and I use this green color for the ones that'll cut all the way through. So the next thing I need to do is I'm going to make these date boxes. What I usually do is I'll, again, make one of them pink, one of them blue to alternate. So I'm just going to go through these to see if there's any digital papers I want to use. So like if I had this one in pink, I might use that. There's also these pink dots. But there's no like matching blue ones. That's really weird. Kits usually have that. God, this is going to be hard to choose. Or I can make them all like one color. Let me look back, because I did one where I made all of them the same. I'm thinking. Oh, I can make them all this. This is kind of just all the colors. Yeah, let's try and see what this looks like. Let's go ahead and move that pattern around so it's not blocking where my words are. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay, I'm actually going to put it back where it was so I can move all the patterns at once I have this in. If you are willing to spring for it, I've seen a lot of people do design with me, and the designer edition or the professional, the one you pay for silhouette, makes stuff like this so much easier. You have these patterns you can import like right over in this area, and it's just better. It makes this less, because right now I lose a little bit of that design every time I like import it into here, and that sucks. Let's go ahead and hand these all at the same time so they can all be the same. Perfect. I'm just trying to see if you can still easily see it. Okay. So up here at the top is where my top washi goes, that header for the planner section. So I haven't decided what to put up here because I just couldn't. Because at first I was thinking of just going with this, but then as I was going, I was also considering this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and open the sampler that shows them all and see what I want to use. There's so many choices. This is a really cute. I've never bought from this shop before. So this was one of those, because I tend to stick to shops that I've bought from before, because I know the quality is going to be good, and I know the format generally they come in, but this one I just couldn't let up. So, as you can't tell, I decided to use this. So I'm going to first of all ungroup this so I can move them around. Covering up those words at the top. Alright, that's pretty cute. So, oh, I think I remember one last thing I forgot to do. So this page is done. I'm going to go ahead and save. Zoom out a little. This page is done. This page is not done. This is the part I forgot to do. So that's why I grabbed this. Oh, it's already saved here. I didn't change these little solid washi strips. Perfect. Delete that. This page is done. And this page is done. Thank you for joining me for this design with me. I learned a lot about all the things I need to change with my template, and I hope you enjoyed seeing me a little bit how I design my kits. One of my favorite things to see on YouTube from planner sticker people, other than plan with me, because I could watch those for days, is watching people plan with them, or design the stickers themselves, and then plan with them, because you get to kind of see the entire process. The only person I know that I've seen make a lot of design with me's, or design tutorials at least, I'll link her in the bottom. She's the one who inspired me to do this. But other than that, if you like this, let me know. I'm going to make more of these either way, because I talk to myself anyway while I'm making these kits. Might as well have the possibility that someone will listen. Thanks for joining me.